I'm a queen. California. She was from a black queen. But she needs to understand California is a black queen. And that's who I am. She laughing is funny. But she need to understand and respect a queen when she see one in her face. Bow down, bitch, because your eyes is recessive. I got the dominant gene. I took all, I got A+, and all of it.
When it comes to buying a home, they say cash is king. But you're a queen, and that's just as powerful. Now grab your crown and rule. That castle is yours. So when you need an edge in the bidding war, Rocket can.
You robbed the world of a queen. A queen willing to do a job that most of us could never stomach to do. A queen willing to build up anyone around her. A queen who was starting to pave her path.
There's a new trend, folks. Black women are calling themselves queens.
Mr. Reagan.
So there's this new trend among black women, and they're calling themselves queens. Okay, so let's check out this airplane incident in its full glory.
Now, don't push me.
Sit down.
You see what she did?
I need to get
She
to
put
my
her hands in me.
Ma'am, I need to get to
She
my
want me to
door.
go to jail. Y'all see how she antagonizing me? All I'm trying to do is use the bathroom.
Then
What?
go to the bathroom.
What? The lady is getting aggressive with me.
You're not listening.
Are you my boss? You are white privilege. You're not my boss. Sit down. Sit down. Oh, thank you. You're not my boss.
I need to
And
get
you're
to
not
my
my
door.
boss.
To disarm
You're
me.
white privilege. Sit down.
Yes.
You don't have privilege over me.
Oh, I don't.
Thank you.
So
You have
I
privilege.
need-
No, but all of a sudden you got to go back here.
I moved
You
it
wait
here
for me to
anyways.
get to my
Okay.
bathroom and have
You know what?
respect
I
for me
know
like
you're
you've been
right.
having.
Call them now.
Call them.
I need
Call
to get
them.
to my door.
Good. And I need to get to my bathroom.
somebody
You have white privilege and it's not here. It's over with. It's 2020. And you don't have white privilege anymore. I'm a queen. California. She was from a black queen.
Okay, well, I need
You
to get
don't
to my
talk
door
because you
to
so
disarm.
privileged that you got to get to somebody else and tell them you're not listening. I don't have to listen to you.
Then go to the bathroom.
You don't run me. You go to the bathroom. You shut up and stay in your lane. You have nothing to do with this, little girl. I'm not talking to you. Listen to your mama. She should have told. I know you don't care. You so grown.
Ma'am, I need to get to my door
Okay,
to
thank
disarm
you.
it.
And I need
use
to
the
get to the bathroom.
Thank you.
Like I said, y'all don't run people. You don't run America, you run yourself. So get off your little mentality that you better than somebody, because you're not. Thank you, That's what I say. See this little shit right here? This whole little mentality. But you need to understand, you don't run America no more,
Everyone
sweetheart.
seated at this time.
Like, I'm tired of it. She gonna get it. They think I got so much white privilege to tell people what to do, but she need to understand California is a black queen, and that's who I am. I will. I don't have a problem. She laughing is funny, but she need to understand and respect a queen when she see one in her face. Bow down, bitch, because your eyes is recessive. I got the dominant gene. I took all, I got A+, and all of it.
Now this is what you call black privilege. This bitch, I'm sorry, queen, this queen believes that she doesn't have to move out of the way for this airline stewardess because she's black. It is the most bizarre thing ever. Because it's not like this black woman's going to be significantly inconvenienced. She just has to move out of the way slightly for just a moment. But she has to make this whole scene because she feels like she's not being respected as a, quote, California queen. What a psycho. But here's the thing. This is not an isolated incident. I did an entire video about this a few months back called The Problem with Black Culture. And I made this video because a black woman in Georgia, state legislator, went on Facebook and she made a video in which she accused a white man who turned out to be Hispanic, a Hispanic Democrat actually. She accused this guy, a guy she thought was white, of telling her to go back to her home country. Turned out that this was a total lie. We'll dive into all of this in one moment. First, I have to sell you something. The Second Amendment is under attack. I think that's obvious. You all know what happened to Mark and Patricia McCloskey when they tried to defend their home. We all want to show our support for the Second Amendment. So there's this company, Beyond Patriots, and they're giving away this Second Amendment coin for $10. Here it is. Now, I love coins, so I love this thing. Look at this. This is great. On the back, there's a quote from Samuel Adams. It says, "The Constitution shall never be construed to prevent the people of the United States who are peaceable citizens from keeping their own arms." I love that. It's a beautiful coin, and it's just a cool thing to have. Normally, this retails for $40, but they're giving them away for $10. The best possible way, I think, to show your support for the Second Amendment is buy guns. But adding this to your collection for $10, I mean, it just looks cool, and it adds something a little shiny and different to your gun case. And it helps support this channel. So if you like this beautiful little coin, click on the link below in the description and pick one up for $10. It looks cool. You can mount it. It's beautiful. If you like coins and you like guns, go ahead and get this. Click on the description below. It's just $10. The utter rejection of any problems within the black community over the past 50 years has created a serious problem within this experiment we call the multicultural society. A few days ago, this assaulted all of us via social media.
People are getting really out of control with this white privilege. I'm at the grocery store and I'm in the aisle that says 10 items or less. Yes, I have 15 items. And this white man comes up to me and says, "You lazy son of a bitch." He says, "You lazy son of a bitch. You need to go back where you came from." People need to see the hate that is going on in this country. The hate is real. The hate is real. The hate is real.
This was, of course, a complete fabrication. I'm the victim of racism! Now, this woman is not just a random citizen. She's Erica Thomas, a public figure in Georgia. We all want to be respected, but this woman wants absolute respect, absurd respect, Queen Bee level respect. And I think that requiring this level of respect is pervasive among black women specifically. This phenomenon is so ubiquitous, it has become a cliche in film.
Okay, I'm your song now. Next, come on up here, baby. Hurry up. I ain't got a drink. What? Wait a minute, baby.
Go.
There's even a TED Talk about this. I'm not joking.
My name is Angela Shaw. For those of you who did not know, I am the angry black woman. After high school, I went right into the working world. And oh, was I militant. I was not taking anything from anybody. I am a college-educated, hardworking, two-time nonprofit association president, subject matter expert in my chosen field. So when the educated, experienced black woman steps into the room, ready to live her life out loud as a subject matter expert with a seat at the table without apology, it sometimes scares people. This is when the angry black woman label was born. It came in the form of managers, coworkers, and later subordinates telling me that they didn't like the way I spoke to them. Being angry does not mean that you're violent or that you have bad behavior. It does not mean being aggressive. Sometimes it was a look. It was just a look that people did not seem to take to. I am a vibrant human being. Vibrant human beings express a wide range of emotions. I give myself permission to be and to feel. And I want all of you to grant me this same grace. Thank you.
This woman claims that other people perceive her negatively when they shouldn't. And I think that's the real problem here. If there's a negative pattern in how you're perceived, you have to change yourself. This woman doesn't want to change, however. She thinks that instead, society should change around her. Society needs to accommodate her. Why should she change to accommodate society? I call the phenomenon the strong black woman.
I'm a strong black woman.
I think that the reason why some black women feel that they are entitled to be insufferably horrible to those around them, to respond to the slightest disrespect with the full force of hell's fury, is that there is this idea in black culture about being a strong black woman. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a strong woman, but the concept of being a strong black woman is a twisted one, not resembling anything remotely like strength. Not permitting anyone to disrespect you in the slightest, most insignificant way is not strength. That's called being insufferable. And oftentimes, disrespect has nothing to do with the actions or intentions of the target of the woman's rage. But there seems to be this cultural expectation that black women must react like a charging rhinoceros every time they suspect anyone of being disrespectful at all. And it's not just black women, of course, and obviously not all black women are like this, but it seems to me that it is particularly encouraged in black women through black culture. So I recognize that this was actually a larger trend. Black women were doing this kind of thing a lot. And my conclusion was that this is only hurting themselves. And we saw this with the airplane situation. That woman was eventually escorted from the plane. She lost. She screwed herself. And it's not just the plane thing. I've seen this many times myself. I've dealt with so-called strong black women at the post office, at department stores, at the bank, etc., etc., etc. But being a psycho to customers cannot possibly be good for your future job prospects. I understand that because companies don't want to seem racist, they'll put up with a certain amount of crazy from black women. But companies can only put up with so much crazy. And if an employee who is rude to customers wants a raise or promotion, good luck. The company has to be really woke in order to want to promote an employee who is openly hostile to their customers and clients. I mean, some companies really are that woke, and of course no self-respecting person who is not a strong black woman would ever want to work at such a company. So the company is just destroying themselves by being woke. But some companies really do care that much about virtue signaling. And that's one of the reasons why, you guys know I invested in this company, Unwoke.hr, and I'm going to plug it again because it is totally relevant here. Sorry. You guys need to sign up for Unwoke.hr if you have not already. We made this site for anybody who doesn't want to work for an SJW virtue signaling woke company. So even if you have a job, maybe you just want to move on to a better work environment, and I suggest registering. And if you're a company that wants to hire people on, I know this sounds crazy, merit, as opposed to skin color or sexual orientation, gender or religious affiliation, and if you don't want your company infested with blue-haired SJW lunatics, go ahead and sign your company up. Let's make this the biggest jobs website in the world. Unwoke.hr, check it out. Sorry, I always have to plug that business, but I really want it to blow up because it drives crazy leftists even more crazy. They seriously hate this business. Okay, so this new trend, black women calling themselves queens. It's really weird and it's really cringy. Every time I hear a black woman call herself a queen, I literally cringe. I mean, they clearly do not recognize that this makes them look ridiculous. I said in my previous video that strong black woman is actually code for insufferable bitch. But now I guess they've changed their language from strong black woman to simply queen. But it's still code for insufferable bitch. And to be honest, I think the queen title makes them even more insufferable. It's getting worse, folks. And again, it only hurts them. Can you imagine you own a company, right? You're a manager hiring somebody, or you're just interviewing a potential firm for your company to work with, something like that. And you're sitting across the table from just this ordinary white dude from Montana, something like that. And he seems reasonable, he seems rational, and then he casually mentions that he's a king. You'd be like, I'm sorry, what? Oh yeah, did I not mention that before? I'm a Montana king. Now you might think perhaps maybe he's got some royalty back in Europe somewhere in his ancestry, so you ask him. Nope, he just calls himself a king. Yeah, you know what you would think? You would think this man is freaking crazy. You are not going to work with that firm. You're not going to hire that guy. That guy has just totally screwed himself. And why? Because he wants to refer to himself as a king. It's weird. You have to be completely socially inept not to understand that you sound like a psycho when you call yourself a queen. And here's the really annoying thing about this. These women, I don't think they're calling themselves queens because they really think they're queens. I think that this is a cry for help. These women obviously have like zero self-esteem. Nobody who genuinely thinks highly of themselves speaks highly of themselves. You don't hear firemen running around yelling, I'm a hero, love me. Because, okay, I mean, you know you'll come across as crazy. And if you are like, you know, super awesome, and you run around saying you're super awesome, people are going to think that you're just an arrogant dick. Take me, for example. Obviously, dashingly handsome. Do I run around telling everybody I'm dashingly handsome? No! I sit back and I wait for the compliments to roll in. You know, back before I started this YouTube channel, I actually was kind of handsome, but this job is so dang sedentary that I got fat. And, you know, I'm doing the intermittent fasting. I'm doing some like paleo type diet, so, you know, I'll get there. Okay, enough silliness. Let's get back to the point. Black people in America, something has to be done about these entitled, crazy black women who are now calling themselves queens. This isn't to make my own life better, okay? I'm not saying this for me, because to be quite honest, these viral videos are hilarious. And, I mean, this is some great entertainment for the rest of us, but something has to be done for them. They don't realize that they're messing up their own lives. It's like alcoholics in denial. They have no idea that they are destroying their own lives. Look, replace calling yourself a queen, replace erupting at any perception of the slightest indiscretion, replace accusing white people of racism and white privilege, replace being loud and obnoxious, replace all of those things with politeness, a charming demeanor, respect for others, humility, gratitude, and quiet dignity. And you know what? These fake queens, they may just turn into real queens. Well, that's it for me. And remember, it's not that our liberal friends are ignorant. It's just they know so much that isn't so. Good night.
I want to hear only, is it morally right? And on that basis and that basis alone, we make a decision on every issue.
There are going to be millions of Democrats that are going to vote with us this time around because they too want that promise kept. It was a promise for less government and less taxes and more freedom.